Hello friends and welcome to my studio. Today I'm going to do a demonstration for you to continue a video about light. Let me just do a little bit of work on the leaves to emphasize when you're painting a flow of light, you are painting wholeness and oneness. You're not painting parts. You're not painting each leaf separate. Let's say that I'd like to do more light to less light as I move towards the vase. I'm gonna take a little bit more color. Notice that I'm not painting each individual leaf. I'm just painting a flow of that light. And as it comes towards the place where I want more light, I'm going to change and remove the color to be lesser color and cool off the temperature. I'm going to create a little bit more blue, coolness, cooler gray, and then I'm going to add a little bit more yellow ochre, phthalo blue, and I'm going to add that color into. You might ask, how is it ever going to become leaves? Don't worry, I'll show you the magic. And by the way, in painting, there is no magic, there is no secrets, there is a logic. And that's what I'd like you to understand is the thought process. More color, less color. More color will always be less light, because the way our eyes work is that we can only see the color or light. We can't see them together. So when you add the color, you are dimming the light. When you're removing the color, like this, you are creating more light. Can you see that? Now, the value of it is very, very close. Maybe I exaggerate the value a little bit here, but I can bring it back to the same. Now, warmer color, cooler color. The warmer temperature color will always be less light. The cooler temperature color will be more lit up. So here I'm using two things to work for me. One is a temperature and another is saturation, the amount of color in the paint. How do I make those things look like leaves? I'm going to shape them from outside. That's called carving out. So I'm going to get my background and I'm just going to try to shape my leaves from outside. And you will see that the leaves being a flat objects are painted better if we start them flat. And so I look from outside and I shape them as they are. So some leaves need a sharp edge to communicate its flatness. But the leaves on the back, which I try to make it more darker, if I just soften their edges, they will also become a little bit darker. So here we're using a tool of edges to change the value of the object. And notice that even though it's not quite the leaves yet, it's a pretty good start. And then I can go back to them and say, you know what? I'm going to get maybe a little bit of cast shadow right here. And then maybe I will just come and sharpen this edge of the leaf just before cast shadow. I can maybe take and curve this part of leaf and darken just a little part of it. And then the more I see and the more I do, I will be also just correcting the shapes. And at the same time, I'm not here to make a copy of those leaves. I'm here to make a painting. And if my leaves look good, maybe I don't need to try to make this a perfect copy. Maybe just a few little details can help this leaf, a little branches, how they connect. If I still have a space for the light, I can create a little bit more separation of one leaf from another. But honestly, I kind of tend to like them as a flow. So that would be my first layer. And then on the back, I will get very warm and maybe just put a very soft one brushstroke leaf. And then with my tabletop, I can go and bring the light towards some leaves and maybe some leave it dark. Here was a demonstration of painting multitude of the shapes as one flow and then finding the shapes within that flow, which is much more effective than you painting a lighter leaf, less lighter leaf, and less lighter leaf. Here we use the same concepts as we used in the vase by cooling off the temperature in front. And as we're moving to the vase, we warmed up the temperature and we added the saturation of the color. The more colorful object becomes, the less lit up it looks. Thank you so much.